Massive thanks to the mad lads and ladies supporting the channel. The doggos say thanks. Hey everyone, it's time for some more Monster Hunter, and today we are going to fight the Plesioth. Unfortunately, I beat the Plesioth yesterday, but the visual part of the recording actually broke. So I believe what happened was that in my sources, I probably had so many that was bugging out OBS, because I had quite a few sources there, and even though most of them were disabled at the time, because most of them's for streaming, I just went on ahead and deleted a couple of those, because I think that's what happened the last time I was having trouble with OBS on my last little mini PC. I think the software just has a cap on like how much it can handle before it just kind of gives up. But this time we're going to be fighting the Plesioth. Now, of course, I did accidentally not empty out my pouch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of a few things that I most definitely won't need. The Plesioth stuff, it's probably going to upset some people, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of most of this. I'm probably going to keep the Plesioth fin since it's a rarity 5, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of, like the Piscine Fanes and everything else. Or, what is it? I think it's Piscine. Isn't that how you say it? I always struggle with that word, because I want to say, like, pissing Fanes. Because, yeah, it just sounds silly. But, yeah, when it comes to Plesioth, there has been a lot that has been said about the Gen 1 Plesioth, none of it positive, and I actually fought him yesterday, and it wasn't as bad as people were saying, in my opinion, at least, or like as bad as what, excuse me, let me actually correct myself. Having a high rank weapon, even though my arm was low rank and like weak to Plesioth, and even though I'm pretty sure Plesioth is pretty resistant to fire, it didn't take as long for me as it did with a lot of other people, and I didn't struggle with it as much as other people. Now, something I do want to say is that if I perform quite poorly today, it's actually because I got these new glasses. They're called the X-Real Air Pro 2. And as soon as I get the proper software downloaded on my computer, because I literally just woke up this morning and just got them, as soon as I get the proper software for them installed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the whole triple monitor setup. I'm actually pretty happy because already I have my laptop screen completely disabled, and this is all coming through my laptop glass. What? Not my laptop glasses. My little computer glasses. Now, I am using like the base out-of-the-box plug-and-play version, but I think if I download the software on my computer, I can use a sort of something called a follow mode. I think it'll just make it easier to use the glasses. As it is right now, the way I'm using them, it's a little funky because the screen just kind of stays with my head. So if I tilt my head to the side, like right now, the screen is going to the side for me, and it's just going weird. Like it's really weird and trippy. Like I really don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a review on these in the next week or two. There's already some things I like and some things I don't like, and yeah, it's just something I want to do. I want to do the whole tech review channel thing as well. I mean, it's not going to be a major focus, but for me, being a content creator on the go, it's just that I really want to be able to, have certain products with me that will really make use of that nomadic lifestyle, and these glasses here are going to pretty much replace any monitors I ever plan on getting for the near future. I might get a second pair just in case, because it's going to be like a really, really steep price. Like, these pair of glasses that I got by themselves are like $400, but the glasses, I'm gonna see if I can get like some like another pair if I get everything I need before I actually have to leave where I'm at now. But yeah, the reason why I was gathering there is to get that frog. That frog can be used to fish Plesioth out of the water. The first thing I'm gonna do though is the sonic bomb. So I actually should have done this before I entered. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop a hot drink real quick to protect my stamina consumption. Otherwise, the stamina will regenerate a lot. It'll degenerate a lot faster. So the bars of stamina will just go down faster. And then, of course, the first thing I want to do is get rid of these skin prey before they become a problem. Because, yeah, I don't want to deal with any small monsters while I'm dealing with Plesioth. I will say, when it comes to Gen 1 Plesioth, I'm going to say, like, I saw the hitboxes for the hip check. It's pretty awful. But it is nowhere near as bad as I'm assuming Gen 2 Plesioth is going to be, because, my god, just... let me see if I can... There you go. Now I got his attention. But yeah, I'm going to say that when it comes to the Gen 2 Plesioth, he's got, like, infinitely respawning Hermitars in his arena. And if y'all know anything about Le Crab in Gen 2, it's not a pleasant time. The biggest problem with this fight is that Plesioth likes to kind of stay in the water over there. He will flop up on land occasionally, but most of the time he is in the water, so what I need to do is I would need to wait for him to get close enough that I can use the sonic bombs and force him out of the water. And then after, using my sonic bombs and force him out of the water, I gotta try to get the rest of the damage in on him in the form of catch him with a frog and then force him up on the land that way, because last time he did stay on land for a substantial amount of time. However, for the most part, what he does in this fight is he'll just kind of like circle around the arena. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this real quick to force him onto the land. Now, whenever he does come up, he will flop around, and you do not want him to flop around there. Do not tell me. Oh, I'm actually kind of upset with that, because I did hit him with the sonic bomb, but that's actually supposed to force him out of the water. I'm not exactly sure why that didn't get him out of the water, but maybe it's just a timing sort of thing, or you can only do it at like certain stages wise in the water. Whenever he was doing that flop there, that's whenever you don't want him to hit you. So like right now he's doing his hip check. That has got an insane hitbox. It can actually hit you, like, let's say this arena here is 2 Plesioths long. He can hit you if you're like 1.5 Plesioths away. And it's quite unfortunate. Wow, that is not a great start. So, oh god, yeah, I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's really, really tragic. That was not... I did not mean for that to happen. Unfortunately, I got dead angled, so he did his attacks, and even though I was blocking, I wasn't blocking at the exact right angle to counter it. So, in order to get back at him, I'm just going to fish him out with the daggum frog. I am just going to fish him out and then show him what for. I didn't even get any damage in on him, but honestly, hey, if I die to him this time, then I'll just kind of be eating my words, and, hey, it'll make for a good rivalry. Instead of Mr. Aibo and Rathalos, it's not quite the same, but Mr. Aibo dealing with his great Plesioth arc, that'll be pretty entertaining, I'm sure. Something I forgot to do again that a lot of people will do is that they'll actually get Bowgun in order to deal with Plesioth. So if he actually ends up kicking my butt today, then I'll just use a Bowgun to deal with him next time. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this frog out here, and then I'm going to run over somewhere over here, I think it is. And I can actually fish Plesioth out. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but whenever he's actually aggroed onto, you can fish him out with the frog. But if he's blue and he's de-aggroed, then you can fish him out with the frog. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it in. What I want to do is I want to wait for Plesioth to dive under, and that's when he's about to bite the frog. Once he bites the frog, it actually gives you a pretty generous window compared to fishing normally. So I will say that's like the one good thing I can say about this fight. I mean, outside of just being able to use the frog to fish him up in general. Oh, there he goes. All right, yeah, so there goes Plesioth. He's going to flop on the ground for quite a minute, like, probably about 30 seconds, I think. I'll be able to get a free damage. And then he should actually stay on the ground for a pretty substantial amount of time. Might be like 15 seconds instead, but whenever he's doing this flop, this one here, it's actually safe to deal with him. Another reason why I was having a really easy time beating him up before, yeah, it looks like it's about 10 to 15 seconds. Another reason why I wasn't having too much of a hard time before is because I was hitting his legs. Oh, yeah, there's that dead angle I was talking about again. But I was hitting his legs, and I was actually making him stagger a lot. So what you want to do is you want to try to like aim for the legs. Technically, it's armored, but it seems like at least, like I said, because I have a high-rank weapon, that could also be why as well. But the low-rank Plesioth doesn't seem to have a lot of poise on his legs. Of course, that's probably going to stun me, and he's going to finish me off with the water beam. Oh, thankfully he didn't. So yeah, the one good thing about him doing his water beam tag, even though I'm weak to it and he'll probably like one-shot me, or at least two-shot me, I can just dodge out, like bait it out and then dodge out the way. So what I usually do, what I was doing before, is I was trying to bait out the water beam, and then I'd run in and I'd get in some damage, and then, yeah, that would actually knock him over pretty consistently. Now, I am going to say, I'm not sure if it's stuttering on my side alone, or if it's also stuttering on the OBS side, but if it is, that's not good. It might be just like a compatibility thing with the glasses or whatever, but hopefully it's not too much of an issue with y'all. So whenever you do knock him over, what you want to do is you want to try to aim for the belly, because if you hit his belly, then that's actually his weak spot. But it's usually really hard to do that if you don't have a quick weapon whenever you knock him over, just because of how short of a time he is actually down. So he's hardly down for any time at all. But like I said, if you hit his legs a lot, you should get him down pretty often. Like I said, it's like, even now, it's like I'm literally just aiming for his legs. Also, it is really hard to play with these glasses until I actually adjust them. I know once I adjust them, it'll be pretty easy and pretty simple, but it's definitely an experience using these glasses, because it's a little weird, because it's not quite like a monitor. It's, I don't know, I guess it's like viewing a monitor at a weird angle almost, but basically, because of the way they work, it's just something I'm going to have to get used to. And honestly, I don't mind because, like I said, it is really nice being able to, like, not have to worry about a monitor to begin with. It'll save battery on my laptop, it'll make it last longer, it'll save battery, because it only pulls half a watt, and it'll save battery on other devices as well. But like I said with the Frog, he was in there for a pretty substantial amount of time. I am going to try to hit him with the Sonic Bomb again. Hopefully I'll actually get him out of the water. Alright, that time it looks like he did actually flop out of the water. So whenever he's doing that wiggle specifically, you don't want him to hit you whenever... you don't want to get close to him whenever he's doing that wiggle, because that does count as damage and it will hit you. Because I know that in the older gens, not in the older gens, in the newer gens like Gen 2 and stuff, whenever Plesioth came out in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite and Frontier, Plesioth would do that wiggle onto the land and it would do a lot of damage. Quite a lot of damage. But yeah, like I said, Plesioth wasn't as bad as... Because like yesterday, I had my first ever experience fighting him solo and in single player. And maybe it's because I already fought him a few times in multiplayer, and I know I fought him with a couple of people and just didn't struggle that much, but... like I said, it's about 10-15 minutes whenever you have a high-rank sword and shield. I am using the strongest version of, like, the Blazing Falchion, so that could be it as well. So I would say if you're in single player... Let's say you're using the Death Prize, for example, because you can get that on low rank. I would say expect about anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes fighting Plesioth. But again, there is those dead angles to work with, because he absolutely... I could have probably made this like 6 or 7 minutes if he didn't absolutely obliterate me that first time. And also, you know, outside the dead angles and the weird hitboxes, like, I literally was, like, right over here yesterday. Like, literally, he was that far away from me, and he still hit me with the hip check. Because I was, like, below his tail. And pretty much his entire body turns into a hitbox. It's like a giant square hitbox. They didn't... You know, I think the way it works is whenever it comes to hitboxes and hurtboxes, they actually kind of have to get this wireframe thing and then, like, model it around the animation or around the monster or whatever else. And they didn't model it, like, they didn't model the wireframe of the hurtbox around the, like, the properly around Plesioth. So pretty much his entire body just becomes like a giant hurtbox, like a giant rectangle. So even the parts where he's not, like, touching the ground or he's not touching it still hits you. But either way, yeah, that's pretty much Plesioth. I'm not really sure what to say besides that. It wasn't as bad as I thought, and even though I struggled for a second there, I was able to take him down pretty good. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody here. Like, I got these glasses because of y'all, because, you know, I want to be able to take this on the go. Shout out to y'all for the support. Just thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you to my patrons, too, for, you know, just giving me the motivation to keep going. Because, honestly, if I was doing this for free, I don't think I could, like, at least not commit to it much, because it is just a hobby for me at the end of the day. But it is also something I want to use to, like, reach out to people who, you know, maybe they don't have anyone to play games with, or maybe they just, you know, their day kind of sucks and they just want to be a little bit entertained or just have somebody to play games with. It's that mushy stuff. I'm getting all mushy again. But yeah, thank everybody so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like on it. Comment down below if you, on how your experience with Plesioth went. Was it as bad as you thought? Was it not as bad as you thought? You know you can use a bowgun for that fight too, and that actually makes it a lot easier if you don't want to, like, fish him out, for example. If you want to support the future of the channel, check out my Patreon linked in the description below. It is only $1 single US per month, and you get full perks. And once I do, you know, move out of where I'm living in about 4 to 5 months, I'm actually going to be giving patrons a week of early access for the videos, although it won't be, like, permanently on Patreon. They'll just get it a week early because, yeah, you know, just to provide them some value. So, again, thank you everybody so much for watching, and if you want to join the community of people who also play Monster Hunter, check out my Discord, linked in the description below as well. And, yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.